Yo,
No, bro. Nah,
man.
boys like this. You can start the video off like this, bro.
Why not? Everyone just start like that.
yo, welcome back to another 5-hour video. It's your favorite starting five. Say what's
Yes,
up,
sir.
boys.
Yeah.
So today's video, we are going to be going over NBA.com's updated MVP ladder list. The list will be shown down below, but let me read you out the list. At number 1, Kevin Durant. 2, Stephen Curry. 3, Nikola Jokic. 4, Paul George. 5, DeMar DeRozan. 6, Jimmy Butler. 7, Giannis. 8, Rudy Gobert. 9, Ja Morant. And 10, Joel Embiid. And I just want to get let's start with Tykes here. What are your thoughts on this list?
I definitely like the list. You were seeing Paul George playing some of his best basketball here. Of course, Kevin Durant, Steph, Jokic. You can't really deny those three, the top three. Definitely would love to see Ja Morant a bit higher, but you really can't contend with the list we got here. I mean,
Really?
Gobert,
You thought Ja Morant should be higher?
He should, but I just don't know who. You know what I mean? It's like who is he playing better than?
He's playing
Gobert.
crazy, but you gotta consider like
Nah.
teams and standings. You know.
That is true, but we're talking about most valuable player, not most valuable team. You know what I mean?
But what comes with most valuable player is
There you go.
just winning, right?
That's the whole point.
Usually
You know
the
what I mean?
most valuable player comes from the team that's usually at the top of whatever conference or even the league,
Yeah,
right?
that's how
That's probably
I
the
think
reason.
about it.
Yeah, that might be the reason why Curry didn't win last time.
Well, still like to see him a bit higher, but definitely,
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with the list. Maybe with Curry's performance tonight, Curry number 1, KD number 2,
Yeah.
but I definitely agree with the list for sure.
No, I think to add on to that, like I think they got the list pretty accurate. Like it's all the people who are like balling, but then their teams are also doing good. Like for sure, KD and Steph, I think at this moment should be on the top side of the list. Definitely, I gotta shout out my boy DeRozan. I personally think he should be higher, man. Like DeRozan and the Bulls, they're going crazy.
So who
Shout
do
out
you
to
think
Tykes
he's
for
higher than? Who do you think?
Who would he be higher than?
That's the question, because I could see him going over Jokic right now and Paul George. I don't know about number 3.
George.
I could see him over Paul George, even though shout out Paul George, like he's going
Hi.
like Pacers numbers right now. But DeMar, like he basically researched his whole career. You know what I mean? Like I would say this like statistically it's his best season, right?
I mean, what do you think Paul George is doing right now? His career is getting a reboot too as well, bro.
Yeah. No,
Know
you
what I
like to
mean?
see that too, because all the disrespect on Paul George, playoff P and all that, and like always having to take a seat behind Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see him because everyone knows what he's capable of. He's an All NBA player almost every year, right? So
Sure.
good to see him.
I
up there.
think the reason why I think DeMar is above Paul George is just simply because the Bulls are just better than the Clippers right now. I mean, the Clippers got off to a slow start, but they were just on like a 6-game winning streak. They just lost to the Bulls, which is ironic. But right now I think it's just a two-person race right now in my opinion. I think it's KD and Steph, and then I got DeMar third if I were to make like a top 3. But right now I think it's just Steph and KD, and I think for me whoever has the best record at the end of it should get it. In my opinion, that's how close it is for me.
And the craziest thing is that these guys were on the exact same team like 2-3 years ago. Can you imagine that?
That's crazy.
And they're
That's
both like
crazy.
putting up like career numbers, leading both their teams to the highest seeds. Like it's crazy.
It's
Crazy,
obviously I can agree with Philip on this. I think it's like KD and Steph and then everybody else. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They're having, especially Golden State with Steph and Curry leading the team. They're having one hell of a start this year.
Without Clay too.
Without Clay, you would think they'll come off a slow start without Clay, but
Or Wiseman.
and Wiseman, right? They're
Yeah.
not even at full power yet, and they're doing amazing numbers, having an amazing start, and I'll leave talk about the team in our next video, but
Mhm.
like individually, Steph, he is going crazy. His efficiency on and off the court, his impact is just amazing. Like it just shows like what type of player, like the MVP caliber, Hall of Fame caliber player he is, right? Leading a team that's very not new, but they're very young, inexperienced, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just to see that he can lead that team to where they are right now and showing them what it takes to win games, it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, I think I agree most with Nick and Philip. Just to prove DeMar is higher, I would say, like, after the two recent games, they beat both the LA teams, Lakers and Clippers. And in the Clippers game, he went 12 for 16 with 35 points, and he did play a better game than Paul George, because Paul George went 7 for 25 in that game. And the game before that, this also proves that Curry is the #1 candidate. They lost to Warriors. And the fact that Chicago is one of the best teams right now, and they lost to the Warriors, as Warriors is the best team in my opinion right now, I think it just proves that he is third. I would put
Yeah.
Curry first and then KD second, to be honest.
And a quick side question based off what we were just talking about, because we're all fucking with DeMar, but the main question I was wondering is like, is this his team? Because I think we all assumed it would be Levine's team at the beginning when they took all these guys in, but based off the standings for MVP, the way DeMar's playing, like, there's like a real argument that this is his team. What do you guys think of that?
I don't think it's anybody's team. I think the thing that makes this team so well is that they want to see each other flourish. They're willing to give up the ball. It's not just one person in the forward doing everything. They look like they're having fun with each other out there. Like yeah, that's the best thing about this Bulls team. I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, he's that veteran guy, so he's been there and done that, kind of the only one. So we could help them in that sense with the leadership role. But like when it comes to just on the court stuff, I think the thing that makes them really good this year is the fact that all of them are contributing in the ways that they were brought there to do.
That's I completely agree with that. Like with the Bulls team, like it's not like Philip said, it's not just one person scoring the basketball, doing everything on the defensive and offensive end, right? All of them are sharing the ball. They're all impacting the game positively, right? So, but then again, but I feel like DeMar DeRozan is their go-to guy if they need a bucket. If they need the bucket down the stretch, DeMar is that guy. But other than that, like, their whole team is playing well, offensively, defensively, and we just have to give credit to the Bulls as a whole.
Yeah, like I think last night Lonzo was eating too. I think he had a great game. It's Vucevic will have a nice game one time. Like everyone's eating on that team, and like they're actually very surprisingly deep as a team. Even Caruso off the bench, he's playing really good too. So yeah, it's good to see the Bulls.
Even the last two games they faced both LA teams, Vucevic wasn't even playing, I believe, because Vucevic, he's on health and protocols right now.
Yeah.
So he's been off for a while,
yeah. and they're still going crazy.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
One thing on the list is Joel at 10. I feel like if Joel was healthy this whole season, like so far, you think he would be up there on the list?
You know what it is? It comes down to what we were just talking about, right? MVP is based off not necessarily like record, but like I mean it's a piece of record and how good your team is doing, right? And like without their second best player Ben Simmons, he's kind of out. Like it's kind of hard to kind of put him in the same conversation, not same conversation, but put him higher on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think the Sixers got off to a great start. Like they were like 8-2. I think they were first in the conference at one point. Even though Joel's numbers were down, I think he's averaging like 22, 23. That can kind of come up as like an off year for somebody as good as Joel Embiid, right? He's kind of expected to take that extra step, especially when there's no Ben Simmons, right? So the fact that he's even in the top 10, I could even argue that he shouldn't even be there. But again, the Sixers had such a good start. I mean, they're kind of slipping now. I think they lost 4 in a row. Yeah. But I understand why he was there in the first place. But individually, it's not his best year statistically.
But if you were to take him out though, like who would you put in that spot? Because I kind of agree with you. I don't know if
think-
necessarily he's meant to be in that spot as of right now. But if you were to put someone, like plug someone in there, who would it be?
I gotta take a look at that again real quick.
Yeah.
Let me see this.
Put
That's
AD
actually
in there.
hard.
That's a hard
AD?
question because I'm looking through it.
AD,
Oh, there you go.
I got Anthony Davis, bro.
AD.
Oh, AD's not on this
Maybe.
list.
I might have to agree with you on that one. Like, I think eight guys. I have 80 on fantasy, and just the way, and even just watching the Lakers games, the way he impacts, like he's that guy. Like if they need a bucket down the stretch without LeBron, 80's that guy. Like imagine a 7-footer that can shoot the ball, that can take you off the dribble, that can post you up. He's just everything like you want in a player, right? Yes, he's injured prone, but then again, like this season so far, he hasn't missed a full game, and he's putting up I think it's 24 and 11, I believe, as of right now. So
Yeah.
I think if we could take off Joel, I'd put AD. I'd replace him with AD.
Another guy I was looking at that could be there. I think his numbers aren't as crazy as they usually are, but more based off, it comes down to record, is Devin Booker. Phoenix is number 2 right now. I think he's averaging about 23, which is like, it's not his best numbers that he's put up, but you always have to consider, like, at the end of the day, a team's record and how good they're playing. So I think they're still kind of carried over from last year, and they're still playing very good too. So you could put him there at number 10.
Sleeping on Phoenix. Phoenix could low-key make like, conference finals or finals.
Yeah.
They remind me of the Bucks. Like they're like the Bucks of the West. Like everyone knows they're gonna be there, so you don't talk about them as much. Even though the Bucks are kind of having like a little bit of a slow start, but they've been dealing with injuries. But like I think everyone expects them. Like those are like the solidified. Like they're like they're teams. Like they're teams. Like they're built for the playoffs. So I think like the regular season doesn't matter as much to them as it does to the others.
Another team like that is, my Lakers. Obviously they're ridden with injuries. They're still trying to gel. But that's another dark horse you have to consider. What do you think of that, Nick?
No, like you said, it's not just your team; it's my team also, right?
Our team.
Yeah, our team. So obviously we're rooting for the Lakers. Obviously LeBron's out, right? And I feel like they're having chemistry issues with obviously with Westbrook coming into the mix, right? Everyone's still trying to find their role and what's most effective for them. But it's obviously, like you said, they're the black horse. Like you can't count them out, right? They're a playoff team. No, whether you like it or not, they're gonna.
You can never count out LeBron, honestly.
Can't. He's the king. I think the thing that differentiates them from, I say, like Phoenix or Milwaukee is that they have like a lot more moving pieces. Like the Bucks and the Suns are kind of like almost the exact same. Like PJ Tucker was huge for the Bucks to lose, but like the Lakers, especially like Westbrook, like trying to integrate that third star and the role pieces. So I think their regular season, and they're the Lakers as well, they're always in the spotlight. So like they can't dodge that. But I think it matters just a bit more to them because they need to show that they can gel and stuff. Like the playoffs matters the most, but getting it right in the regular season I think matters.
But just bringing the topic back to the MVP ladder, I think we all can agree that KD and Steph are 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, like John said earlier, I think after today's game, the way Steph played against KD, for me, KD's taking that. Steph is taking that number one spot over KD, but then again, it's still hand in hand with with both of them, right? But does anyone else have anything to say on top of that? If not, then we can just end the video here.
No, just to to add to your point, like if someone put a bullet to my head right now, I would probably have to say, Steph, just because of what he's doing right now, and like I guess more so like the standings and just like at this exact moment. But at the end of the day, things can change. The season is very unpredictable, so we'll see what happens. But I think we can all agree, bullet to the head, it's probably Steph right now, right?
For sure. Just record for me. I think that matters. Like I said, they're just so close to me. I think it's just gonna boil down to the record.
But I think if that's everything for this video, we're gonna end it there. Right?
Yeah.
Just make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, follow all our socials, our personals down below. But anyways, this is your favorite starting five, and we are out.
Sir.
Peace.
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 Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.